darkness was mine. Didn't know it was there the whole time. Secret I told you long ago. Back from the dead, out of control. With your eyes open, see with your eyes closed. Drive into the sunset, leave it all on the road. 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 As I fall, I'm a bastard, heartless smile. Hear my laughter, love's on trial. I am broken, you are fire. Lies unspoken, heart's desire. Darkness was mine. Didn't know it was there the whole time. Secret I told you long ago. Back from the dead, out of control. With your eyes open, see with your eyes closed. Drive into the sunset, leave it all on the road. Leave it all on the road. Leave it all on the road. Leave it all on the road.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Macromaster coming at you. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. Yes, got it right. Today I'm gonna be playing some World of Warcraft: The War Within, continuing to adventure with my warband and maybe do a little gold farming. Without further ado, let's get into the game. Alright. Let's go. And of course, we are in the middle of the Collector's Bounty bonus event, which means that any dungeon and raid boss equipment drops are doubled, so more gold for me. Before I stop, let's do that. Yeah. I want to make sure I have as many battle pet bandages as possible. I also want to point out, once I'm done with this battle, I'll show you guys how doing these battle pet dailies has increased my character's level exponentially. Go.
We will persevere. Be ready for anything.
Alright, so let me just see here. Yes. I've played 1.8 days of game time. That's, 3-4 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. We're looking at, I started this character started this character at level 5 maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and now I'm at level 65. So 60 levels in 3 weeks. That's 20 levels a week. It took me almost a year to get to level 65 the first time I got a character to 65.
How are you? See you around.
Way back in the day. Back during about a year before Burning Crusade came out. Back when new expansions came out pretty much like every 2-3 years. Instead of at this breakneck pace that they've got set for themselves, where they come out with a new expansion pretty much every year. But yeah, this character is huge. And now I'm just looking to see if this would have any information on my bank. Nope, no information on the bank. I've probably I want to say, including the gold on my character, I probably have close to 10,000 gold in the bank. We'll see when we're done with the Eastern Kingdom's Battle Pet dailies. I'll Hearthstone back to Stormwind. I originally had this guy Hearthstoning to Ironforge, but given that the Battle Pet dailies route that I normally take starts in Stormwind, I was like, I'll just go back to Stormwind. But look at that, level 66. And I was at level 62 at the start of the day when I was up at 1:30 in the morning. Or not 62. I was at 65, but I was at I started yesterday at level 62. So basically 4 levels in a 24-hour period. Of course, levels 70 to 80 take a little bit longer.
Up with you. What's on your mind? What's your back?
Sometimes taking as much as 2 weeks to complete. But I have with consistent gaming of 3 to 4 hours a day, roughly 5-6 days a week. I have managed, actually 7 days a week. I've managed to get characters from level 5 all the way to level 70 in like a week, 2 weeks time. So if it takes 2 weeks to get from 5 to 70, so 65 levels, and then that last 10 levels is just a slog. There we go. I have a feeling that I'm gonna lose R2D2 here. Yep. So we'll just switch to Krog. With the 1-2 knockdown.
Quest complete.
Be good.
It's like the only Morse code I remember is SOS. It's like the only Morse code that is universally known.
Watch your back.
3 dots, 3 dots, 3 dashes, 3 dots. SOS. go.
Quest complete.
Here there. Be good.
I wish Heroic Leap had 2 charges to it. I mean, having 2
Welcome.
charges for charge is all fine and dandy, but
Safe travel.
it's charge is only useful if I have an enemy targeted, whereas Heroic Leap, I'm able to just target a specific location. I don't have to target a specific mob to use Heroic Leap, which makes Heroic Leap an excellent way to get around a map. Oh, reason I wasn't on Monday. I've been having sleep issues lately. Which is one part because of the autism, one part because of the anxiety, with a little PTSD splashed in for good measure, and mostly not actually getting to sleep at a proper time. And sleeping, taking little hour-long cat naps throughout the day. And because I wanted to preserve the amount of dubby I have at home, of my flavor of dubby, because my wife has her own tub, but she has tiger's blood flavor, I have galaxy grenade flavor. I cannot stand the level of coconut flavor in the tiger's blood, so I have to drink my own dubby. And because I can't stand my wife's dubby, I have to be very judicious in when I use my own. So, that being said, I would get up in the morning to get my wife's stuff ready for work. You know, her coffee, her vitamins, her dubby. And then, because I was so tired, I didn't want to make a whole serving of dubby just to stay awake between when I start getting my wife up for work and when I actually start streaming, and then have to make a whole nother dose of dubby, or a whole nother serving of dubby just for the stream. So I was like, you know what? I'm falling asleep at my computer. I haven't done my go live posts yet. I made the video, but I haven't done the post yet. Screw it. I'm just gonna go to bed. And so I end up not streaming that day. So, that is the main explanation for why I, even though I have a set schedule, 6 a.m. Pacific time, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, occasionally I am too tired to actually stream, and so I just don't stream that day. I really wish there was a way that I could let y'all know when I'm going to not be on a particular day. If you go to, when you view my YouTube videos, Macromaster 2015 is the channel name. Same, logo is here. At the bottom in the video description is the LinkTree link. If you follow that, go to the LinkTree. I do believe I have my Discord server invite on the LinkTree. So you can join the Discord server, and I will make sure to, anytime I'm not going to be on, I will make the announcement on my Discord server. I also am in the process of creating a monthly newsletter that talks about any news stories related to the games that I stream. So, retail World of Warcraft, what I'm playing today, classic WoW, which I'll be playing tomorrow, Minecraft on Fridays, Star Wars The Old Republic on Saturdays, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel on Sundays, and Dungeons and Dragons Online on Mondays. So, you know, I'm making a little newsletter with, you know, a little one-paragraph blurb about that month's news stories regarding those games in that order, as well as my stream schedule. So, if you go to the LinkTree link, I do believe there is a contact form that you can fill out, and that creates a mailing list. I will, once I have, you know, a good mailing list going, I will be emailing everybody my little newsletter that I'm in the process of creating. So it's nothing special, just I know most of you guys are familiar. Totally messed that up. Okay. Let's start over again. I know most of you guys are familiar with, like, those of you who are on right now, you're familiar with World of Warcraft. You know what's going on in World of Warcraft, what announcements have been made, what changes have been made to the game itself as it is currently, what special world events are coming up, what news stories are out there for the new expansion and everything, as well as, you know, what's going on in classic WoW. So, but now if you join the mailing list, the newsletter is just a free perk for joining the mailing list, or for sending in your for filling out the contact form, and it's just something to keep you guys informed. But you'll learn, if you're a WoW player exclusively or a WoW streamer exclusively, you'll learn about what's going on in Minecraft, what's going on in Star Wars The Old Republic, what's going on in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, what's going on in Dungeons and Dragons Online. And basically, I want to make it so that the newsletter goes out on the last day of the month, or maybe the first day of the month, covering the previous month's news stories. Like, for example, if I were to have gotten the newsletter out this month, it would have covered last month's news stories. Doing stuff like covering the hype surrounding Miss of Pandaria coming up this month, or Miss of Pandaria Classic coming up this month, which I actually have to get a new face cam background for that. But you'll also have learned about the new updates to Minecraft. with the whole being able to ride gas through the sky.
Quest complete.
You have to tame them first. You have to tame them first, and that's a whole process. You'll learn about the new updates to Star Wars: The Old Republic. You'll learn about the latest news from Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, like the latest Mass Duelist that was released, which was Dylan Sprouse, by the way. Dylan Sprouse being one half of the Zack and Cody team from was it Nickelodeon? Or was it Disney Channel? I think it was Disney Channel. Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Sweet Life on Deck. I think Dylan Sprouse might also play Archie on the CW show Riverdale. I think. I really don't follow his career that closely. But so that was pretty cool. And also, if you would get information about in Yu-Gi-Oh! At least I think this past month's newsletter covered the upcoming North American World Championship Series qualifiers, and then of course the World Championship. The North American World Championship Series qualifiers will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. And then, of course, the World Championship will be in Paris, France. Thankfully, I didn't get to qualify for the World Championship through Master Duel. Thankfully, it's kind of a mixed bag. On the one hand, it's sad I didn't qualify. I didn't even get to stage 2 of the Master Duel World Championship Series qualifiers. Even if I did, and even if I managed to secure a win to get my invite to the World Championship Series, I do not have the free money right now to build out my physical deck to match my Master Duel deck. That isn't to say that it's not possible. It's just right now I don't have the money. Some of the cards are expensive. Some of the cards I use are expensive. Some of the cards I use in Master Duel aren't legal in the physical game. Not to mention the fact that I don't speak a lick of French. So, going to Paris, France would suck for me. I mean, yeah, I have my phone. I could easily have my phone translate everything. But I don't know, it just doesn't feel the same. It kind of feels like a bit of a cheat. Though having the technology we have today with the way AI is able to power translation devices these days, you can literally have real-time conversations with people in their language. They would hear what you're saying in their language. You would hear what they're saying in your language. And it's just amazing. But I just don't know enough about Paris or France in general to make that an enjoyable trip. Thankfully, if I had gotten the invite, I would not have to worry about flights or hotel room, because I believe the World Championship invites, you get your travel expenses paid for by Konami. Your regional World Championship Series qualifiers, so the national championships, as they're colloquially called, you don't get your invite to Nats does not get your travel expenses paid for. So you still have to pay for a hotel, you still have to pay for flights, if flights are necessary. In the case of the North American World Championship Series qualifier or the North American Nationals, Indianapolis, Indiana is like maybe a day's drive from here. So all I'd have to do is, well, actually, it's probably a little bit more than a day's drive, depending on the route you take. Actually, that is a good question. Let's take a quick look while we're on this long flight here. Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna bring up that that travel information. If I can get my Stream Deck working. Come on. Alright, let's see if we can get this. I've been having so much trouble with the Stream Deck app lately. Alright. I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, we'll have a quick word from sponsor, and then we'll keep playing the game, and I'll also have that information for you on how far it is from where I am to the World Championship Series. Or World Championship Series qualifiers. So, back in 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere. I need to shave. Ooh, Ally of Justice decks. I actually kind of am familiar with this deck. Okay. Alright. No, I don't want crew skills. Okay. N.
Looks like a simple...
Don't make me go against my teachings.
Don't care.
Easy.
Let's see. Nope, can't go that way. Nice. Okay. So I'm just looking around, searching for hidden doors.
Assume a more recognizable foe.
Yes, the Earth Warder too had a visage. So these humans know you?
Indeed, I have no doubt they will welcome me with open arms.
Gotta get comfy because my arm is.
Speak your mind.
Not, maybe they'll bring it back next year. But for right now, it's probably sold out, but it's good. If you haven't tried W yet, you can go to w.gg, use promo code MACRO1 at checkout. Save 10% on your order and help support the channel. Get yourself some decent energy drink. Because I might finish this quest and call it a day. Because I have lab work that I have labs that need done. I have to go to the and I'm dead again. You know what? Let's just making sure I check every single room because you never know. No big deal. No big deal at all because I can just leave this area. Alrighty, we're back from break. Let's start first with a quick word from our sponsor, W Energy. W Energy is a great energy drink. Absolutely love it. It comes in powder form, 30 servings per tub. That comes out to like $1.50 a serving. And for 25 ounces, you cannot find a commercially available another commercially available energy drink not in 25 ounce cans for less than $5. So $1.50 per 25 ounce serving. Awesome. Technically it's 16. It's supposed to be 16 ounces, but I just put one scoop into a 25. The flavor is still phenomenal, even at 25 ounces of water. Anyway, lots of vitamins, minerals, nootropics organically derived from coffee berries, no artificial fillers, no artificial dyes or colors, no sugar, just good, clean energy without the jitters or the sugar crash. If you want to get some for yourself, just head over to w.gg, use promo code MACRO1, that's MACRO1 at checkout, save 10% on your order, help support the channel, and get yourself the best energy drink you possibly could find anywhere. Galaxy grenade. Absolutely love it. Alright, back to the game. And while we're doing this, actually from where I am right now, it's technically a 2.5 day trip from here to Indianapolis, Indiana by car. So I'd most likely want to take a flight. If I lived where I am aiming to move to, which is Cumberland, Maryland, which is going to suck when it comes time for me to. I'm gonna have to start my streams at 9 a.m. Eastern time, which kind of sucks, but but yeah, let me back out of here. But if I lived in Cumberland, Maryland, where I want to move to, mostly because a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in Cumberland, Maryland, 150,000. Same size house here in Western Washington, actually in Washington in general, 300,000 to 400,000. Yeah, I'm not paying $500,000 for a house here in Washington State that I could buy for a fourth of the price in Maryland and be close to Pittsburgh, Boston, be close to my family that lives in Pennsylvania, my wife's family that lives in Pennsylvania, my wife's family that lives in South Carolina. Be close to, it would be like a 7-hour drive to Indianapolis so that I could go to Gen Con. Yeah, I'm definitely not staying here. In fact, my wife and I are waiting on a couple of things. Her car accident settlement, my disability back pay. If I get my VA disability approved at the rate that I want it to be approved at, my back pay is gonna be like $250,000. That's more than enough to pack up what we have, get the hell out of Dodge.
Quest complete.
That better be good.
Heck, that's enough to pack up what we want to keep. So, our clothes, some of our furniture, leave the rest. Sorry. Leave the rest of our stuff here and just pay somebody to clean out the apartment and clean the apartment. Oops. So, yeah. That's the plan. And I'm hoping that I get my disability approved by the end of next month. So by the end of August, since our rent is going up September 1st to nearly $2,000 a month, which is ungodly amount of money, considering we can get the house in Cumberland for about $900 a month, and that's a monthly mortgage payment that we could more easily afford than $2,000 a month in rent, and we would end up owning the house after so many years. And if I get my disability up to the point where we could easily afford, where it should be, we could easily afford $1,000 a month for a mortgage plus other household expenses, and not have to work a regular job. We could do, Uber Eats, DoorDash, what have you. My wife could have the time to sit down and write her book that she wants to write, and run the podcast that she wants to be able to run. And I'm hoping that with a little bit of guidance from myself, having actually had some experience with podcasting, we could get her podcast up and running and actually be successful. The idea being she could learn from my mistakes. Like my first mistake with running my old podcast, Hazardous Verbal Waste, was that instead of having several episodes ready to be released and at the start and being able to do it, I basically just hit the ground running instead of planning things out, instead of having things ready to go, having the show planned out. I just hit the ground running and changed up the format as I went, which really sucked. I mean, even this stream, I think, would have been a little bit more successful if I'd had a little bit more successful than it is now, if I had taken the time to plan things out, figure out, the format, figure out the schedule, instead of just changing it up as I went.
Good fortune. Do not lose faith. Arcanon Poros.
But I mean, as of right now, I'm having a good time doing this. Yeah, I'm not making a lot of money off of it, but that's not the point. The point isn't really to make money. The point is to make friends, to grow a community around the games that I play and my personality. Having that little hook, which is, the shirt that I wear every stream, this shirt I only wear on stream, the hats. I have a hat for each game that I play, and I only wear the hats for the games that I play when I'm streaming. When I stop streaming a game, that hat gets retired and gets put into what I call my rotation. I have a set number of hats, a set number of t-shirts, a set number of overshirts that I wear whenever I leave the house. And I wear a new hat, t-shirt, and an overshirt every time. And because of the number of hats I have, the number of t-shirts I have, and the number of overshirts that I have, I never wear the same combination of hat, t-shirt, overshirt twice. I actually designed it that way. I designed the rotation that way. That way, it's an autistic thing. It's an ADHD thing. Having the routine, having the schedule, having the patterns. As long as I keep those patterns going, I'm happy. I don't have to think about, what am I going to wear today? I could just look at the top of the stack and be like, alright, I'm wearing that hat, that t-shirt, that overshirt. And whenever, obviously the hats can't be, they could be washed. I just don't have the right equipment to wash them properly. But the t-shirts, whenever I get to the end of the stack of t-shirts, I just toss them all in the wash them up. I make sure to keep track of the order that they're in, so that when they come out of the laundry, I can just put them right back into the stack. Same with the overshirts. I just keep track of which overshirt goes with which day, or what order they go in, and I just
quest complete.
Do that.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
It's a system. It's weird, but you know what? I am a weird person. Alright, let's Hearthstone back to Stormwind. Where I can check on how much money I have in the, or how much gold I have in the bank. I can drop things off as needed. I'll drop a few things off in the bank.
You need something?
Toss that in there. Toss that. I want to keep that recipe because that recipe is going to come in handy later. My collection of flawless battle stones, battle pet stones. And then I have 9,587 gold and 77 copper in the bank.
See you later.
I'm happy with that. Let's stop at the auction house real quick. We're gonna drop this stuff off. Check on the auctions. Alright, we have about 46 gold coming to us. Soon. Let's check and see if there's any gold already in the mailbox. Ooh, 77 gold. Yay! Alright. Let's get to Northrend real quick so we can start on the Northrend Battle Pet dailies. As of right now, we are probably one battle pet away from getting to level 67. Once I'm done leveling this character, I think this is the last Alliance character, and then I can switch over to leveling my Horde characters, which should be a lot of fun. Zoom out on the mini-map. Just a touch more. I really should, before the Midsummer Fire Festival is done, I really should do more of the bonfires. Oh, yeah, let's back out of that real quick. Really want to have your guys at full strength for this guy.
Our time will come.
Because this one, Spooky Strangler, has some really nasty abilities. And if your first battle pet isn't at full strength, especially if it's a mechanical battle pet, it could die. Alright, let's see here. Gotta get that rotation just right. And pray that you don't miss. quite devastating if you're not ready for it.
Quest complete.
Forsaken.
Boom. There we go. Okay, so let's go with that. I'm basically just going down the tree. I'm not going to get to these last few for sure, but you know, I'm trying different methods of leveling and going through the skill trees. I think the next time I do a warrior, what I might do is I might actually look up builds and kind of min-max the guy. This one, I'm just going straight down, filling the tree as I go. And hoping that when I get to my level 70 through 80 hero points, or hero skill points, that I'm actually able to use some of the skills. Because the last few times that I did this style of filling the skill tree, there were a few hero skills that I wasn't even able to use because they had prerequisites that I did not have. Oops. Back out. Use a battle pet bandage. Make sure that my guys are fully healed up. The little experiment, by the way, that me and my wife did, which you guys might not be aware of, so I'll let you guys know. We decided to try using a combination of frozen Mountain Dew Baja Blast from Taco Bell, so Baja Blast Freeze, and Zero Sugar Baja Blast regular soda. So melted Baja Blast Freeze, so basically just the syrup, and Zero Sugar Baja Blast from the soda fountain to make popsicles out of. And it worked perfectly. Took them a while to freeze properly, but once they were properly frozen, absolutely delicious. My next popsicle experiment, because it's getting hot, it's getting kind of muggy, so having frozen treats in the freezer this time of year, definitely a must-have. My next experiment is going to be to try a little dubby. See if I can't make some caffeinated popsicles. And before you guys ask, no, I'm not losing because I'm not paying attention. This is actually for this particular battle pet fight, this is actually the standard steps that are taken. So usually I don't kill off flesh render so easily.
Quest complete.
Alright, let's take a look at the adventure guide. Yay! Okay. Forsaken's Grotesque Cauldron. Forsaken's Grotesque Collection. And the Forsaken's Grotesque Charger, which actually... Do I already have that? Doesn't look like I already have it yet. But I'm slowly getting more and more mounts. I currently have 175 mounts. I currently have 672 battle pets. I currently have 98 different usable toys in the toy chest. 0 heirlooms. 115 headpieces. 109 shoulder pieces. 322 cloaks. 131 chest pieces. 19 different shirts. 28 different tabards, 104 different wrist pieces, 113 different pairs of gloves, 110 waist pieces, 114 pants, 128 shoes, 153 one-handed swords, 168 different shields. And that doesn't even include all the different other weapons and offhand stuff. And not to mention not to mention 54 no, I have 11 weapon enhancements. So, yeah, I have a lot of stuff in the collections. I have 2 different campsites. I'm using Adventurer's Rest for my Alliance characters, and then I'm going to use on Aharan Overlook for the Horde characters. Oh my goodness. Honestly, I think the voice acting in Star Wars The Old Republic is 100 times, 1,000 times better, 100,000 times better than the voice acting in World of Warcraft. I mean, the voice acting that you get in World of Warcraft is very sparse. I mean, you could play for 8 hours and not see a single cutscene that's fully voice acted. Whereas with Star Wars The Old Republic, nearly every quest giver is fully voice acted. Nearly. There are some quests that you get where there isn't a cutscene for voice acting. But for the most part, every quest giver in Star Wars The Old Republic is fully voice acted. And it's just amazing. And absolutely hilarious, some of the responses your character has. Oh. Nuts. Alright. Looks like we are up for another 5-minute break. So I'm going to take a quick 5 minutes, run some ads. When I come back, we're going to keep going. So back in 5 minutes. Lookout Tower / slash lighthouse. Just a temporary marker. Alright. Take a quick nap. Motherfucker!
Travel route is confirmed.
Where I'm heading. There's usually an Imperial medical droid nearby the taxi flight point in some of these forward operating bases.
Assume a more recognizable form.
Yes. The Earth Warder, too, had a visage. So these humans know you?
Indeed, I have no doubt they will welcome me with open arms.
Gotta get comfy because my arm is.
Speak your mind.
I need to shave. Ooh, Ally of Justice decks. I actually kind of am familiar with this deck. Okay. Alright. There we go.
A ramp descends into the warehouse's lowest depths. Surprisingly, the ramp is spotless and dust-free. This makes you feel uneasy. This must be the kobolds' Airsat shrine to Kyber.
Yeah, let's go in here. We can sell the junk that I can't use. No big deal. No big deal at all because I can just leave this area. Just making sure I check every single room because you never know. Nice. Okay. So I'm just looking around, searching for hidden doors. Access. The lighthouse slash observation tower is by ouch. is by going up through the pillar section. Let's see. Yep, can't go that way. No, I don't want crew skills. Back and break. Let's keep going. I figure I'm gonna finish off the North Ren Battle Pat dailies and then call it a day. Because my wife did not come home last night and she ended up staying at a hotel with one of her fellow employees. And so, yeah. Oh. Yeah, let's back out of here. Make sure my guys are fully healed.
Off and away.
Unlike the Eastern Kingdom Battle Pet dailies, where I could go like half of them without using a single Battle Pet healing or Battle Pet bandage, I really do need to heal my guys up before every single every single pet battle in Northrend. I mean, Outlands I can get away with doing multiple pet battles without needing to heal. But Northrend ones, yeah, you have to do it after every single one. And yeah, saw that coming a mile away. I might have to heal my guys up. And try again. Because Warble here, he's tough. Especially given how many times I throw my abilities at him and miss. Like, I would have taken him down ages ago if
Pleased to meet you.
if for some stupid reason I was missing him every time.
Now.
Like, there's no reason for me to be making so many misses in a row. And that's why I switched to Roger Rabbit, because he's immune to stun effects, being a critter. Though his attacks aren't exactly the strongest. Well, that was annoying. There's no reason to be missing. There we go.
Quest complete.
Hey! Be seeing you.
Alright. So jump on my rocket. Head to the next one. Or head back to the flight. The taxi flight. Head to the next battle pet daily. Use a bandage real quick. Then we want to swap the starter. We want Krog as the starter for the next one, because R2-D2 is unfortunately very susceptible to the fire damage that the opener battle pet at the next fight actually dishes out. So yeah, you have to know which one to start. You have to know your battle pet daily fights to know which ones you want to start with, which battle pet you want to start with, what the ability rotation is for each fight. Once you get that down, yeah, you can easily be doing, in the space of an hour and a half, I've gone from level 65 to level 67, and I'd be willing to bet that I'll make level 68 before the end of the stream. And I've only got 2 battle pet fights left. And I do apologize for the fan noise if you guys can hear it. It's, like I said, it's been sweltering around here lately, especially in my office. Not so much actually outside, because at least outside you got a nice cool breeze going, But in my office with no airflow whatsoever, it gets pretty toasty in here. That's why I'm hoping to eventually, when we do get our house in Cumberland, Maryland, I'm hoping to be able to get central air installed if it's not already installed, so that we can set the summertime temperature to a nice chill 65, and in the winter months, set the inside temperature to a nice toasty 75. Hell, I wouldn't even be against getting a window unit if we can't get central air, but that would involve, the windows that open like this. The windows we have here in this apartment open like this, so it's sliding sideways windows, which, at least in the bedrooms. Our living room window is a regular window, but that's the only regular window we have in the entire apartment. Everything else slides sideways. Both windows in the main bedroom open that way. The window here in the office in our spare bedroom, I just call it my office / storage. You don't see it behind me because of the green screen, but this room is packed, literally. Here. I am touching the green screen right now. That's how close it is to me. You don't see it, but there are stacks of boxes all through this room. I'm using the closet in this room as my studio. Alright, we've landed. Let's go. But yeah, I'm hoping to be able to not have to use a green screen.
Speak, friend. Go forth to victory. What do you need? Strength.
Alright, that was expected. Alright, then we switch back to Roger Rabbit. Because when Drogar does that, Roger Rabbit can use Burrow. If I'd switched to R2-D2, R2-D2 would have been down to half health by now. Again, not surprising. I may end up needing to start over with this one again. Or not.
Quest complete. May your blades never dull.
Yay. Okay, we're at 85%. We are going to be leveling in less than 0.1 hours. Which means the next battle pet fight, or the next pet battle will be the last one before I level. Alright, so first we heal up all the guys, then we switch R2-D2 back as the starter because the polar bear that is the opener for the next pet battle, if you hit him right, if you get him down to like 50% health or below 50% health, he does this hibernate thing where R2-D2 can hit him with the tympanic tantrum and then hit him with zap. So if I hit him with the tympanic tantrum, that gets him down to below 50% health. He goes into hibernate. I hit him with zap, and that pretty much kills him, even with the healing ability of hibernate. And then R2-D2 gets killed off by the next one, which is another mechanical one. Krog being overly effective against mechanical, defeats the mechanical thing, and then either defeats the plant one or Roger Rabbit defeats the plant one. So, actually, we have another 5-minute. I'm going to take one more 5-minute break to run one more ad break, and then we'll be right back. So, back in 5 minutes. Don't go nowhere.
Travel route is confirmed.
Where I'm heading. There's usually an Imperial medical droid nearby the taxi flight point in some of these forward operating bases. Motherfucker!
A ramp descends into the warehouse's lowest depths. Surprisingly, the ramp is spotless and dust-free. This makes you feel uneasy. This must be the Kobold's Ersatz shrine to Kyber.
Show up and have Will Wheaton not discuss that scene, which is a huge scene and says so much for the future of the franchise. You know, where it goes from here. It's just astounding. Let's see. can't go that way. And I'm dead again. You know what? Let's... I might finish this quest and call it a day. Because I have lab work that... I have labs that need done. I have to go to the...
Assume a more recognizable form.
Yes. The Earth Warder, too, had a visage. So these humans know you?
Indeed, I have no doubt they will welcome me with open arms.
Gotta get comfy because my arm is...
Speak your mind.
There's another...
Work complete.
Yes! Okay. Let's... Just making sure I check every single room, because you never know. Yeah, let's go in here. We can... Alright, back from that last break, let's get going. One more pet battle to complete here in Northrend, and then we'll head back to Stormwind.
What can I do for you? Go with honor, friend. Light be with you. Be careful.
Now, the only problem is Grizzle's first attack has a chance to stun your pets. And so, thankfully, it doesn't do any damage when he stuns you, so all you gotta do is forfeit and go back in again. And you don't have to heal every time you forfeit when he stuns you. It is annoying, however, because it's like a 75% chance that he'll stun you with the first attack. Okay, in this case, 67% chance. But Tympanic Tantrum runs its course. Grizzle will do the whole hibernate thing. There we go, perfectly good. Hit Beakmaster with the zap. I was expecting Beakmaster to take R2-D2 down. But thankfully Beakmaster is susceptible to cold. And Bloom just kind of does a lot of healing itself. That's annoying.
Quest complete.
Need help? Be careful.
Let's go with... Yeah, let's go with that. Alright, let's open the sack of pet supplies. Unfortunately, didn't get anything worthwhile there. Battle pet bandages are what I'm really aiming for with those sacks of pet supplies. So we'll just Hearthstone back to Stormwind, check the mailbox, check on my auctions, see if anything is sold.
People are experiencing visions of a radiant song all
Yeah,
across
don't care.
Azeroth.
Let's check the auctions. Nothing has really sold recently. So let's go check on what we've got coming in the mailbox. Another 44 gold. Alright, go to the bank.
Hello.
And we're going to deposit 1,290 gold, 54 silver, 48 copper. So now we have almost 11,000 gold in the bank. Once this character hits level 80, I will switch over to leveling my horde characters. So that's going to do it for me today, folks. I want to thank y'all for joining me. You've been awesome. I will be back on tomorrow, hopefully, barring any unforeseen circumstances, at 6 a.m. Pacific time, playing some World of Warcraft Cataclysm Classic, soon to be Mists of Pandaria Classic. So until tomorrow at 6 a.m. Pacific time, peace out, stay frosty, have a great day, and stick around for the raid.
This is how the story ends. I've read between the lines. Your pages are a mystery. Your words are undefined. You buried all your secrets there for one of us to find.